Good morning and welcome back to Questioning Sense with me, Matt. Beautiful day in South London. The heat wave has arrived and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. How are you guys doing? Are you all right? I hope you're keeping well. I hope you're keeping sane, and I hope this isn't driving you too mad. We're doing all right here. I'm more or less back at work now full time, so keeping really busy. I'm still wearing the hat. I'm trying to get out of this deal, but the young lad is quite adamant that I will keep wearing it. Hopefully I'll be able to take it off before he goes back to school, and this could be one of the last videos I make wearing a hat, which will be quite nice because my head gets really hot, especially when the sun's belting through. So we've been trying to keep ourselves amused as best we can. There's a bit of homeschooling, all that sort of stuff going on, and it's been quite good fun so far. So that's all good. Obviously, you know, at the beginning of this, I wasn't going to do any blind buys or anything like that. I cracked and broke, and you know, the dam has shattered and the perfume has been flooding in. So got a new one to talk to you today about, an interesting one with a strange background story as to how I got it. But it all hinges on this one here, which is Eau de Mission's cologne from Le Couvent de Minimes. Sorry about the pronunciation. I have a long track record of murdering the French language, and I'm afraid I'm going to keep doing it. I'm afraid. Anyway, so this, I think it was George from the Fragrance Apprentice that I found out about this from first, and I bought a bottle and Rich bought a bottle straight after. This is a 250ml bottle, which is absolutely huge, of a wonderful vanilla experience. It's very much like being in a French patisserie. It's a beautiful frag. It's warm, it's sweet, it's cozy, it's comforting. Performance isn't particularly brilliant, but it does kind of, it works very well as a room spray. It works lovely on linen. You know, if you spray this on your bed before you go to bed, you just got this wonderful sort of vanilla aura around it. And literally you get litres of this for very little money. This is so cheap. In the UK, I understand that my American friends have to pay through the nose for it, which I can't understand why, because it's, you know, if they can do, I mean, this was, I think at £10 I paid for that, and it's a 250ml bottle. So lots and lots of liquid there for absolutely no money. By far, especially when you look at volume of liquid, by far the cheapest fragrance I own. But really good, great blending, everything. I wish the performance was a little better, but there you go. So when I heard from a friend in a Facebook group that there was some more fragrances coming from this house, I thought I'd explore them, and there was one called Hattie that I really fancied the look of. It's kind of like got cacao in it and berries and stuff like that, and it sounded really good when I was reading up on it. So I ordered a bottle from a German company, and then it arrived and it came in a box like this. So I ripped open the box, pulled out the bottle, sprayed it quite liberally everywhere, and then realised that this doesn't smell anything like you know, what I was expecting. This smells a bit like something from Dior. It smells like one of the Dior Homme fragrances. And then when I looked at it, it does quite clearly state on there Nubica, and it says on the bottle Nubica. Now, you're in a bit of a quandary there, because obviously international shipping and returning things internationally can be a little bit of ball ache. But thankfully, I really enjoyed it. So I thought, do you know what, I'm going to keep this. This is really quite nice. I will get round to, if I can source it, finding buying the bottle that I originally wanted. But it was a happy accident, shall we say. So I'm very happy with this. Let's have a little look at the presentation. It's got a very thick, heavy plastic cap with the logo on the top. It's all very nice. Very functional bottle. It's got the names on it there and some weird funky designs on it. Unfortunately, because it's a clear glass bottle, it's a fingerprint magnet, so it's never going to look at its best when I'm, you know, sort of pouring at it in front of a screen. But there you go. I've used a lot of this, and my wife has worn it as well since it's arrived. It's a lovely unisex fragrance. We need to talk a little bit about it. It came out in 2019, and before I proceed with the review, I'm going to have a little spray. I am wearing it at the moment, but it's one you can top up. Little clue there as to how it performs. It's quite an interesting one because it was made, as I say, in 2019, and the nose behind it is pretty much fragrance royalty. It's Jean-Claude Ellana, very famous nose, very famous perfumer. Absolutely outstanding pedigree, responsible for some truly amazing fragrances. He's worked with Acqua di Parma, he's worked with Amouage, he's worked with Bulgari, he's worked with Cartier, worked with Frederic Malle, and probably most famously associated with working with Hermes. Now, Terre d'Hermes, as I have said on countless videos, is a fragrance that just does not work on me, but it is arguably the biggest fragrance that Hermes have come out with in the last 20 years, probably longer. You know, it's taken the world by storm. It's got a massive fan club. Loads of people absolutely love it, and I can understand why. I appreciate the quality of it. It just doesn't work for me. And Jean-Claude is the guy that gave the world Terre d'Hermes. He also created the Hermes Essence collection for Hermes, which is their kind of like uber niche one. It's got like Poivre Samarcande in that collection, and there's lots and lots of others that are very sought after, very popular, very well respected perfumes. And he is the nose behind this one. Now, when you spray this, you are kind of instantly reminded, for me personally, of something that Dior would have done. It smells a little like Dior, not Parfum, but Dior Homme Intense. There's something about it. They don't share that many common notes, but there's something about it that smells very much like that. If you look at the notes that officially come from Le Couvent de Minimes with regards to Nubica, on the box it just says patchouli and vanilla tonka, patchouli and tonka vanilla. So that's it. You've not got a lot. When you read up on this, basically they give up this sort of story about, I think it's kind of like a lioness prowling the savannah, and it is quite a dry perfume, so I do get the savannah thing. I don't get very much of a feline vibe from it. I certainly don't. I'm not reminded of lions or anything like that, and I don't really get, it's a dry perfume, don't get me wrong, but I don't really get this dusty savannah vibe at all. It's not, that's not it. I sprayed it on my son this morning because he quite likes the smell of it, and he was like, "Oh, Daddy, this smells like Play-Doh," which I do get as well, but I kind of like that sort of Play-Doh-y vibe. It's really nice, but it just, I don't know. Obviously I'm not at work properly, and this isn't something I wear for work anyway for my job. If I worked in an office, yes, I would certainly consider wearing this at work. My wife would probably wear it for work. She hasn't as yet, but it's open there for her to do so. I think it seems quite long lasting to me. It's much more quiet than a perfume that I would normally go, but it's a really good one for an intimate evening. I think it might be a good dinner party fragrance, or it might be a perfect restaurant fragrance, because, you know, I've said in other videos, when you're going out to eat, it's important for me to smell nice when I go out to eat, but, you know, I wouldn't wear technically something that I would normally wear if I was going to a pub or a club. If I was going to a pub or something like that, I'd tend to wear something quite loud. If I was going out to a restaurant with my wife, or going out for a meal with friends, I tend to wear something a lot softer. And this would be perfect for that, because it does smell really nice. It's got a sweet patchouli type vibe. The patchouli is really good. It's a slight medicinal twist to it, but nothing like this one. I also have vanilla patchouli from Molinard. Now this does share a lot of similar notes to this, but, and this is a big but, this has a much more medicinal vibe to it. This is lovely, and this is an absolute barnstorming fragrance for the winter. This absolutely comes alive. It's not one that I particularly go near the summer in. It's just a little bit thick, a little bit gloopy almost. Now, I think you know, I do wear some quite thick and heavy fragrances in the summer, don't get me wrong, but because of the medicinal sort of I don't know, it's like a medicine, like a thick, like you smeared some kind of medicine on you, which in the right weather smells awesome, but in the hot weather it doesn't work as well as some of the others. This, because it's so much softer and it's handled with a lighter touch, you could wear this on a warm summer's evening, no problem at all. It's not one that I think I would particularly think will do well on a hot day, and that's because I think just the performance on it isn't strong enough. It isn't powerful enough to get through it. In an evening it would be nice, and I've worn it on summer's eves, and it felt really nice. It's very calm, it's very alluring. People like it, you know, not that I've met many people since I've been wearing it, but people will like this one on you because it's an intimate fragrance. It's not punching out anywhere. So for a summer's evening, I think this would be particularly good. But I do think this is going to shine in the autumn, and I do think this is going to shine in the winter. It's not an expensive fragrance either. This is a 50ml bottle, and it can be had for under £30 if you trawl the internet. You can probably get it cheaper than that on eBay. And as it's a new one, I don't think you've got any worries about it being faked or anything like that, because it's not an expensive perfume. It's not been out that long, and you can probably get, you know, you're probably safe to blind buy this on eBay. It is a safe blind buy as well, because there's nothing inoffensive about it. It smells nice. Performance is okay. as I say, it seems quite long lasting, but I just wish it was that little bit louder. So you can play it safe. It's totally unisex. You can share it with your partner if you're in a, if you're a different sex relationship. Fine. If you're in a same sex relationship, even better. You can definitely both wear this. As I say, my wife enjoys this one, so it's one that we're both going to be able to wear. I am desperately trying to find the one that I originally ordered now, though, because I'm really impressed with the quality of that. The blending of this is superb. It's a really well-made fragrance. It's a very grown-up fragrance. I think it's probably one for the more experienced fragrance enthusiast. Although, because of the sort of the Dior Homme kind of vibe I'm getting from it, one of your younger thrusters out there would probably enjoy it as well. They may find it's not loud enough for them, though, because this is a soft fragrance. This is a skin scent. I think I mean, I've not actually, sat there with with a stopwatch and recorded how long I can smell it for. But I'd say that you can come in comfortably with a 7 or 8 hour mark with this one, which isn't massive. It's not particularly brilliant, but it's not that shabby either. I've got a lot of perfumes that last nowhere near as long as this, and I still wear them, especially around the house, which I've been doing quite a lot of lately. So there we have it. This is Nubica by Le Couvent de Minimes, or something like that in French. Anyway, thank you for your time. We're trying to get through these, and I know I keep saying it, and I do apologise, but obviously my work has got me kind of more or less on a standby, so I'm getting a phone call and I'm off, and I don't really know to too much of a degree when I'm getting the calls or when not. They're trying their best, to try and let me know what's going on. Obviously, certain days when I'm at home looking after my son while my wife's at work are sacred. But obviously I've got to, entertain him and try and educate him as best as I can, and, cook dinners and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I'm rambling. I will be filming again this week, definitely. I'm trying to get a couple of videos filmed on one day this week, so there should be a few more coming through. Thank you so much for your support, guys. I'm loving the questions, I'm loving having the banter, and I'm loving sort of, just having a chat, basically. Really, really good stuff. Please, please, please keep the dialogue open so we can keep having a chat. As I say, if there is anything that you'd like me to try and do, chuck it over. I'm a little bit behind, well, quite a lot behind. So if you have asked for something, don't be upset if it's not coming out tomorrow, because it takes a long time to get. We've got quite a lot of other stuff that we need to do as well to try and get them filmed and reviewed and out to you. So thank you for your time, and I've said it every video, and I mean it every video, probably even more. We know your time is precious, and we're really, really grateful for you spending it with us. So thank you for that. Hopefully, the videos will be coming thick and fast as soon as we can get them filmed. They'll be out there. Rich has been working his socks off up north, and he's trying to crash everything out as well. So listen, guys, thank you for your time. If you have any questions with regards to Nubica, just put them below the video and I'll answer them straight away, or as I said before, just hit us up on Instagram and we will get them answered. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay sane, and bye.